Hey guys! Okay, so I wanted to give it just a second to let everybody hop on because I know it's the middle of the day and you're probably wondering who the heck I am in Britty's team page. So hopefully I'll be seeing a lot of you guys at her house tonight for the team meeting. I'm super excited about that. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of you guys there. Oh, I see that Britty's on, so that must be that I'm approved. So let me introduce myself. My name is Larissa Chapman. I actually go by Larissa Marie on Facebook. But I want to give this just a couple more seconds. Okay, yay, I'm on. Don't mind my cute little Paw Patrol Band-Aid. That's mom life, right? I broke a nail and I didn't have time to go get it fixed. So, I know some people are going to be getting on here. So, that's what we all say, right? Let's give it a minute for everybody to hop on. This is so surreal being in this page, first of all. So, oh, yay, Ronnie is on here. I just got off the phone with her. That is one of my girls. So I'm super excited. Spread the word, Ronnie, and share this with some people so that they know. Because I know everybody was like, what time are you coming on? So anyways, I guess I shall get started. Some of you guys may know me. Some of you may not. Best hat, right? I freaking love it. Actually, one of our MoFam girls made it for me. So, like I said, my name is Larissa Chapman, and I am actually a licensed esthetician for 15 years now. I am in Britty's downline on Connie's team, so this is like super, super surreal to be in this page, like I said. I've actually been a licensed esthetician for 15 years, but I stopped practicing about 3 years ago when I got into sales. Chantel, there's my girl Kristen. Sarah, I'm gonna get so distracted by the comments now. I'm gonna get so excited. Like, I'm so excited that there's people that I know in here, and I'm gonna get like all up in you guys' face because I get really passionate about stuff. So Britty asked me to come on and tell my story. I did a Meet Monat. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. I have my notes right here because I can talk you guys' ear off. So I did a Meet Monat with a few girls, I think it was last week, and she came up to me afterwards and she was like, you have got to tell your story in my team page. You've had every reason to quit and you haven't. So hence why I am here. So, let's see, like I said, I'm a licensed esthetician for 15 years, but 3 years ago, I actually left the treatment room to get into sales. So my background as an esthetician, like I had straight out of aesthetic school, I actually already had a position at a day spa lined up. And after 3 months, I had already topped out in pay. And I am total entrepreneurial spirit, hungry, go-getter. Like, what do you mean I'm topped out after 3 months, right? So I decided to take a risk and go out on my own. I had zero clientele and I just went for it. So I went into a salon and rented space and just basically hustled my way before social media even existed into having a clientele. And then from there, I actually got into Gemini, that's the total Gemini spirit. I actually got into being a medical esthetician at a medical spa. And that was the most amazing position. And you know how like everything in your past sets you up for everything that's coming in your future? And when it all kind of comes together in a funnel, you go, oh, that's what that was for. So actually, while I was at the medical spa, I did like the advertising campaigns, I did all of our social media, I did promotions, all of that stuff. So, you know, hence kind of how I know how to do it today. I was literally that nerd that read all of like the Facebook for business stuff. Like I just dug in and figured it all out. So, like I said, about 3 years ago, I stopped being an esthetician because I wanted to get into sales because I wanted more of like that business background because the aesthetic spa, the medical spa that I was at was changing. And so I got into sales, business to business of a professional. I do the quotes now because all of us that are in Monat have learned, right? So a professional brand of makeup and skincare that was only sold to salons, day spas, medical spas, things like that. So I had zero experience. And ironically, I was just saying hi to Chantel. She's my former regional manager, and she is doing the business with me. So she's actually my mentor that gave me my first shot in sales. So it's really, really fun that she's like now a part of this too. So I, basically took about 6 months to really figure it out. But once I found my groove in sales, nothing could stop me. Like, it was just, if I hit a barricade and I couldn't get into an account, and I couldn't open them, I would figure out and strategize a way around. So again, that has prepared me for a lot of what I do with Monat, you guys know. So actually that company went through some rebranding, and I ended up leaving them and getting into medical sales. Do I look like a person that would be in medical sales? First of all, I had to cover all of this up every day when I would be going out into plastic surgeons and dermatologists' office. And, it was a startup company, and it really wasn't my jam. I love you too, Chantel. I love that she calls me her rock star. That's always been like, she's from day one. So it wasn't my thing, the medical sales. Like, I had all the contacts, and I was passionate about the product, but it just was very dry. And so ironically, right about the time that I started with the medical sales company, I was introduced to Monat. So one of my friends had messaged me, and we all know the message because we all got the message, right? Like, so girl, I just had to reach out to you, with all of your contacts, you would kill it in this business. There's a new brand coming out. There's a new, and I was like, what? How is there something new and I don't know about it? I was always that person that if there was something new, I wanted to learn about it, because even if I don't use it, somebody else is going to be. So somebody else is going to come to me and ask about it and talk about it. So she sent me some info, and I ended up going to a wine and wash. And actually at the wine and wash, we all know how it goes. They ask, you say, what's your primary hair concern? And so of course I answered, dry. My hair is dry. Don't mind my Paw Patrol Band-Aid. That's mom. My primary hair concern is dry hair. And my hair was much lighter at the time. And so they used the hydration line on me, and no joke, I hated it. But I had looked up info on Monat and the company when she sent it to me, and heard and read how everybody loved the products. And so I was like, I'm kind of a control freak at things. And so being at a wine and wash and having my hair washed by somebody else, that didn't work for me. And it's just, so I was like, I want to try this for myself and play with it and give it another shot. Maybe it's different products. So I was that person. And so actually a couple weeks later, I was talking to one of my other former coworkers, and came across a bunch of samples from her that she was given. And she was like, why don't you try these out? I trust what you say. You let me know what you think. Ooh, sorry, I'm hitting the table. You let me know what you think, and I trust your opinion, and I'll go with whatever you say, right? So and it was the volume line. And so I tried the products, and literally like the first wash with the volume line, it just clicked. It was like completely different experience than it was the first time with the hydration line. So don't always just, assume that somebody had a bad experience and they're like, that's it. Don't take note. So anyways, I used the volume products, and after that I was like, yeah, this is definitely something that I want to do. But I'm a control freak, and so I looked and I watched, and I would come home every night and watch like on YouTube and just search up anything that had to do with Monat. And I came across Julie Stevens and Brittany and Connie, and just I loved it so much. And so basically I kind of ended up onboarding myself in that process, because I had figured out, I knew that I wanted to do it. It was just, when it was going to work for me. Because being in a new position at work, like, I mean, I was slammed. When you start a new job and you're just like, oh my gosh, like there's all this training and I'm like trying to get in the groove of my new schedule, and just, it was really tough. And so actually, I learned right before Christmas that I may be losing that brand new cushy, almost 6-figure income medical sales job. And I was like, first of all, before Christmas, like how do you deliver that news to somebody right before Christmas? And I'm like, oh, let me go buy a bunch of presents for my kids now, right? Like, how do you, knowing that you might be losing your job, provide a Christmas, right? So during this time, my boyfriend was extremely supportive. He actually is in sales and was like, he saw the fire in me and he saw the passion in me, and he was like, babe, I have never seen this fire in you before. Like, look at you. You're coming home every single day and like for 4 hours, you're like watching training videos. Like, you need to do this. You need to handle this. So I had decided January 1st that I was going to sign up to be a market partner. That was just the date that I had set. And I figured that would just personally what had worked best for me. Like, just let me get through Christmas, right? So Christmas Eve comes, and that morning I wake up and my boyfriend actually broke up with me. Christmas Eve morning. So I'm sitting there, newly single, possibly could be losing my job in a couple of weeks, and my brain is just going crazy with the what ifs and the what am I going to do and the what now and what next. And I literally went, you know what? Pause, take a breath. Freaking out is not going to solve anything. If there's anything that I learned over the course of his and I's relationship, it was how to handle my anxieties and how to overcome challenges in like a more calm way. Because before, I was that freak out person that was like, oh my God, I got to control this. I got to do that. Now I let go and I give it to God, and there is seriously, freaking out is going to get me nowhere. All it's going to do is freak my kids out. I'm a single mom of 2. They are 6 and 8. And if they see me freaking out, that's not going to help anything, right? So January 1st, I sign up as a market partner. My now ex-boyfriend is, really still just pushing me and sending me all these inspirational texts about like, you've got this. I have so much faith in you. I believe in you. You can do this. You'll make it to the top of the company. You know what you need to do. Now just take the action to get there. And I literally had that text that he sent me printed out and hung on my mirror until I think it was June 11th. And that really helped me. Like, the words, take the action to get there, that clicked with me. Like, yeah, everybody can sign up for Monat, right? Like, that's why we call this an opportunity. We present this opportunity to everybody, but it's if they take the action to get there. It's what they do with this opportunity and with this gift, right? So, I sign up, and I decided to sign up. I had 3 different people approaching me about this opportunity, and I decided to go with the person that I thought was the best choice for me. And that is now the advice that I give, anybody that I talk to about this opportunity, and if they've been approached before, or anybody that in my downline, that's what I tell them is like, you go with what feels right for you. And ironically, about 2 weeks into this, 2 weeks into working Monat, I lost my job. I did. I ended up getting let go, and I was like, you know what? I made the decision that if I was going to do this, I was going to do this full force, and I was going to run with it, and I was literally going to put like my blinders on and just run. And you guys, you see I have a bunch of tattoos. Across my stomach in giant letters is stay focused. And that is something that I got after having my kids as a personal reminder to myself to do stuff like that. Put my blinders on, head down, and stay focused, like eyes on the prize, basically. And that's what I did. And a week after losing my job, I was talking to my sponsor, and I had asked her about an event or something, and down where she lives. And she had said she'd gotten too busy with work, that she wasn't really working the business. And I was like dead in my tracks, like, oh my God, she knows that I am working this full time. She knows I just lost my job. She knows this is all I have. Like, I can't let this stop me. You've got to be freaking kidding me, right? So I ended up getting in the back office, I texted her and I said, you know that I'm doing this full time. I am going to need some names of our upline. And she gave me names of our upline, and the closest local person was Stephanie Holdell. And she was 4 above me. And I was like, okay, so the closest person to reach out to, like geographically, right? Like, she's about 45 minutes away from me. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna message her on Facebook, and I'm gonna see if she'll talk to me. And I need advice, I need help, I need guidance, I need direction. Like, I want to make it to the top, and I'm not letting anything stop me, right? So I love you too, Sarah. I get so excited about all this because I just love my Monat family so much. So I talked to Stephanie, and I just, kind of told her my situation and my background, and she was like, kind of like, who is this random person that is calling me? But okay, I'll talk to her. So she was very gracious and very sweet, and included me, in everything. And sorry, I've got my notes again to stay on track. So actually, it was mid-February, and I thought it was Valentine. I thought it was right before Valentine's Day, but I actually just went back and looked the other day, and it was right after Valentine's Day that some of you guys may remember. It was her Cadillac party, and she had posted, it was like a wig and out party. And so she had posted like, go get a wig, come and join us, blah, 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 blah. And so I commented on that post, and I said I should probably go because I don't have my girls that night, and I really want to do this, and I'd love to meet you guys. And she commented back, and she was like, go get a wig, and you better get down here. And that is all that it took. Just that little, like, you guys, I am not a social butterfly. I am not a social person. Facebook Live is easy for me, but in person and all of that, like, I can do it. That was part of my job before, but I mean, I'm not that person that has a lot of friends. I'm not that person that has her girl tribe. I have my sister and my best friend, and that's about it. And I kind of was that person that said, that's all I need because I have them, like, whatever. I'm completely different now. I'm completely different now. Like, all I do is hang out with my Monat family. So, and that's like my social life now. And it's not scary because the fact that everybody is, 2 of my other girls just got on here. I'm so excited. The fact that, I'm like literally starting to get like lumps in my throat. So that is like the part for me with Monat that, like, so I started running with this, right? And I hit Associate Market Mentor, which is my current rank, in March. So I hit that my 3rd month. And as you guys all know and have all experienced, the last few months have been very challenging, right? Like, brutally honest, very challenging. And we've just all kind of been like in that head down, stay focused, trying to get through it and having that blind faith. And, when you present this opportunity to people and you're like, you get bummed out that they don't get it, or they don't say yes, or they don't want in on what we have. You guys, I will tell you from experience, that means that they are not the right person. The team that I have built through this struggle and the people that it has attracted, I value them so much. So much, so much, so much. And yes, I'm going to start ugly crying because that's the part that gets me with Monat is I truly, truly, truly love all of these girls so much. And I am so proud of their hustle. And if it took a minute of challenges to get those right people attracted to me, who cares? Like, in the big scheme of things, that's what you want. You want the right people around you. You want quality, not quantity, in my opinion. You know, you want to go wide, but it's truly like, it just, I get so excited. Like, so anyways, if there's any new market partners that are watching this, if there is one piece of advice that I can give you, don't quit. Don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. If you quit, you are 100% sealing your fate that you failed because you gave up. And yesterday at church, I wrote down a couple of notes because I'm not going to get all preachy on you, but there was a couple of things that really stood out to me. And I've been doing a lot of personal development, especially, you know, since I hit AMM at the end of March and I've had these challenges. I've been like, oh my gosh, personal development, dig in. Why is this happening, right? Church is one of those things. So one of the things that they said yesterday, and I love this, we grow towards what we are exposed to. So, you know, it's funny, like, especially on Facebook, you know, you hear everybody saying like, oh, all the drama and all the negativity and all of the political stuff. I don't see any of that in my Facebook newsfeed anymore. Probably because I don't interact and don't engage with those people. So the algorithm has figured out, like, I don't want to see that. So my newsfeed is all uplifting, positive, amazing, wonderful, like, friends, family, Monat sisters, like, just, you know. And so what we are exposed to that's what you grow towards. So also I want to share this with you guys. So this is actually something that my best friend got me for. I'm all about reminders. I'm all about uplifting. I'm all about positivity. I'm all about kick-ass women. So this actually says, believe you can and you will. I don't take this off. I shower with it. I look at it 100 times a day. I want this Monat opportunity. I want to go to the top more than anything in the world. And not because of the money, because of the experiences. Monat has the power to change our lives if we let it, right? So, crying in Bee's Hair Tribe, like, what the heck? So, anyways, also another little piece of amazingness that I heard yesterday at church was a caterpillar goes into the dark to become a butterfly. I got a big fat butterfly on my arm, so that spoke to me. You guys, seriously, this opportunity, God, I'm such an ugly crier and this is so retarded, but when I start thinking about, like, the people in Monat, that's what gets me. That's what keeps me going through the hard times. It has been so challenging, and like Brittany told me when she invited me to do this, I've had every single reason to quit, and I have not. I lost my man, who was my support system. I lost my job. Monat is all I'm doing full time. I'm tweaking out on it because I know I can make it happen. My boyfriend has since become engaged to his new girlfriend that he just met. Like, if I did not have my Monat family, I would have crumbled. I would have crumbled. So I am, as many of, you know, you guys that are drawn into this as well, we're going into the dark, into the difficulties. And we have to have that faith of when we come out, we're going to make it through. And we're going to be the most amazing, beautiful butterflies. Thank you, Brianna. That's what everyone tells me. And I used to get so upset by that when people would say, like, you're so strong. I literally, like, my January video, one of my very first lives that I ever did, I said, I hate that people know me for being so strong. And it's funny because that's what's now like attracting people to me, is like my strength, my vulnerability, like, so I'm just kind of like running with that, right? Like, what other choice do I have? I'm not going to sit there and crumble. I'm like figuring out and making this happen. So I just want to leave you guys with one little other thing that I heard from church yesterday, because it is so fitting. And it says, and this like is really hits home for me, because I've always been the person that is like, I can make anything happen by myself. I don't need anybody. Like, you know, I'm very strong. I don't depend on anyone. And we can move fast alone, or we can move forward together. I thought that was like so true, right? Because that's what I was used to. I can move fast alone. I can get it done. Get out of my way. I can make it happen. But I can't move forward unless we do it together. So thank you for listening. I'm sure I'm like all red, and thank you to my girls and my friends that are on here and that came on seriously to watch me and give me support. And oh, you're so sweet, Sarah. Thank you. It's just, I love Monat so much. So I'm rambling. I could ramble for days and days and days, but I love you guys all. And thank you so much, Brittany, for having me on here. And I look forward to seeing some of you guys tonight at her house for a team meeting. So I will see you then, and have a great afternoon.